Hello, everybody. Let me apologize for not getting anything out at all last week. It's been quite busy for me lately. I've been working a lot more than usual, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do gaming-wise next, as the game I was playing just came out with a new update, and brain work and a new version. Hey William, what's up? Yeah, I know, I shaved. I hate having a beard, but I hate shaving too, so there's that. I wanted to talk about Control and Magic today, but if you're here, if you have any questions, want to know anything from my perspective, what the fuck are you doing, cat? Sorry, my cat's being weird as shit. She's got that wild hair up her butt. At least the dogs are behaving. Yeah, fair enough. It is summer. I don't like having it year-round. Period. I don't know. Backlash from having been told to be shaving. It makes me hate shaving. My 3 are crashed cats, dogs, children? Sex slaves in your dungeon? Fuck, I'm tired. How's your day going, man? Cats. Yeah, I've only got the one cat. I brought her home after my grandmother passed away. I wanted to make sure the cat has a home, and a good home anyways, and I'm not much of a cat person, so... I might change the title of this one, who knows. Fuck it. So what's up with you, man? Weirdo cat. Who's watching? Bring it back. Where'd my chat go? There you are. Oh, yeah. I understand. My local DMV is not too bad, at least. Usually don't have too long of a wait, but small city. Not like when I lived over in Western Washington. Oh god, that was bad. Weirdo. Hi, Ed. Hi. There. Say hi. Yeah. Ed, say hi. Hi to the people. There you go. Screw off. You smell bad. You need a bath. Yeah, I don't like ever having to go down to the DMV for anything. So I think I gotta go down there. I think this year. I gotta get my license renewed. It's my license? Or my tabs? I wasn't actually going to build the deck today. I was going to talk about how I build control decks and how I look at them. Give me a moment. Let me go grab one of the decks I actually got put together right now. It'll make it a little easier to kind of maybe understand my strange and insane ramblings. I'll be right back, man. Oh, wow. Why do I hurt? I hate getting old. Shoot. I always do me. I don't really care that much. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Is this the right deck? That's an aggro deck. That's red something or other. Ah, here we go. Well, I hear that. What you eating? Let's see. Let's take a look at this fucker. This bastard's all shuffled up. Okay, I don't think burgers and fries. Nice. I'm broke as shit because I spent money I shouldn't have spent. Then I got to take what I have left to make sure I got dog food. Breakfast of champions. Mine was always a Snickers bar and a bottle of Coke. That's what I ate just about every day in high school for breakfast when I got to school. I don't even like Snickers bars. Oh, the deck I have here, again, it's one of my several decks I have built for the 93-94 format, so all the cards are in that time frame. But usually when I go about building a deck, but particularly a control deck anyways, control decks have to really look at the meta you're in to build. You can build some that'll do well wherever you take them, but you really have to understand what's being played around you and how to combat it. They can be very fickle, and they can be either incredibly oppressive or downright useless because they just can't do what they're supposed to do. Now, granted, I've stumbled on the decks that have just done well for me over the years. Just building a control deck, because that's what I've played for so long. I just know my ways around it. But generally speaking, the overall strategy of a control deck doesn't change too terribly much depending on... Oh, yeah, it doesn't really matter what you're doing and how you're building it. The same basic strategies there, the same goals anyways, not strategy. Sorry, my bad. I'm bad with words. Really bad. I've only been up for a couple hours and I heard everywhere. So, bear with me. So basically what you want to... Fraying sanity? What's that one do anyways? I'm not too much up on standard. But your general goal with a control deck is to force the late game as soon as you can, or are comfortable with your deck to do it. You want to get there, and you want to disrupt your opponent and get yourself to the late game, where your board state is set up where your opponent just can't do anything about it. You want to reach inevitability of, I win. Ooh, okay. I think I've seen stuff like that before. Is Fraying Sanity a reprint? Because I feel like I've seen it before somewhere else. So you're basically working on a mill deck then? Sorry, my back hurts, man. So that's... Don't think so. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I've seen it then, or maybe I have seen the card. I don't really know. I'm not too much up on modern sets these days, so yeah. In any case, so I kind of break control down into like 3 different groupings of control decks. You have reactive control decks, which would basically be your draw go. I counter everything you play. You don't take on anything active until you've run your opponent out of cards. Can leave yourself up with enough mana and cards in hand to keep the game under control while you beat them to death, usually with a gigantic creature or maybe a combo win. Vintage likes to use Time Vault and... I don't remember what else they use with the Time Vault to untap it. But in any case, they untap it repeatedly, take multiple turns, and just eventually win. That's how they do. Or Tinker Colossus of some kind or another. I love you, Tinker. That's a reactive control deck. There's proactive ones, which you're usually doing something to disrupt your opponent. ahead of time. So you don't have to react to them, and then whatever they do, you've already slowed them down. Usually with parts you see with a lot of like sphere of resistance style cards or taxing cards, they slow your opponent down or counter things for you without you actually having to do anything after a while, because it's already there. You've put the parts in place and it does its thing. And the other one I like is there's passive. There are certain, only a handful I've ever run across of control decks that are truly just passive. Once they seize control of the game, they sit there and they then proceed to do nothing. They have the game under control. This would be certain breeds of stasis decks, probably most notably one that uses the Chronotog card, which 0 cost. You give your Chronotog +1/+2, and or something like that. Might have been +2/+1. I don't quite remember. In any case, I'd have to look it up, and it puts that in place, and it just skips its turn as you use that ability at the end of your opponent's turn every turn, and you never take another turn again, and you watch your opponent just run out of cards because you've already put some other parts in place to set up your passive setup. So usually you only need nothing more than a Kismet, maybe a Winter Orb, but that's a little too soft in this kind of case. Some say there's another archetype, Prison. I lump Prison style decks into control decks. They're still seeking to do nothing more than control the game. They just have a different method of doing it. Now, hardest thing to do that some people don't seem to notice is that there are other colors besides blue that you can use to control the game. Green's not particularly good at it. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a green-based control deck. Ever. I've tried to build them. They've got some parts here and there that work, but they need other colors to function. Yeah, like what you said there, Anderson. Black, you can build a mono black control deck. Definitely doable. I think you could probably get away with... Yeah, you can get away with a white one. Parfait is a white-based control deck. And then red is... Most people wouldn't consider red a control color, but you can do it. You just have a really different way of doing it. And you could say a burn deck is in essence a control deck, depending on how you actually play the deck. Because if you're running nothing but burn and say some land destruction and artifact destruction, you kill their creatures, you destroy their lands, you destroy their artifacts. You might need to back it up with either a little bit of white, which I've done, or artifacts to catch the few things you just can't do. Enchantments is the big one, but again, depending on what you're looking at playing around you, who's playing what, even if it's at your kitchen table and people have their pet decks, and if you understand their pet decks, you've played against them a lot, you know what your kitchen table meta is, and you know how to build your deck to keep them under control. That ultimately comes back around to that. White has a lot of good mass removal, artifact, enchantment, taxing effects. It's got a handful of decent tax effects as well. Black, creatures, you kill them, along with just stripping their hand of cards. If you have no resources, you can't play anything. Black even has had decent land destruction over the years, starting with Sinkhole. Because you got Sinkhole, Choking Sands, Rain of Tears, all about three costs, except for the Sinkhole, which is a little surprised it wasn't a 3 cost, considering Stone Rain came from the same set as well, and it's a 3 cost. But those 4 colors can do it. Sometimes they need a little support from artifacts, maybe a little bit from another color. I've just never seen green do it by itself. I've seen all the other colors do it by themselves. fuck are you doing, cat? Ooh, the cat found a box. That's what she's doing, weirdo. So yeah, the big thing you want to look at is when building a control deck is what everyone else is around you playing, what you expect to see, and how you're going to disrupt that and seize control of the games you intend on playing. Control is often generally better with multiple colors because you can cover your main color's weakness and seize control of it. This one here in particular, I'd say it's mono blue with a bit of artifact, and it's mostly reactive, say. It's a little bit of mix of reactive and some proactive stuff. There's Maze of Ith, gotta run. It's old school blue, man. Counterspell. Spell Blast is surprisingly useful. And Power Sink, still good, but not as good as it used to be back in the day when you had when we still had interrupt effects, because you couldn't respond to it unless you actually countered it, and then it either countered your spell or screwed you over. Potentially both, depending on how much mana gets poured into it. So, but most decks, when I build one, it's usually not one solid setup. You're going to have usually a little bit of everything. You might not have any passive effects, but you usually always have at least some reactive effects, maybe some proactive effects. This one runs a little bit of both. I've got reactive and I've got proactive effects to do the things I want to do. Nothing actually might have a little bit of passive in it. I think I have orbs in here. Let me flip through this. Yeah, this one runs some winter orbs for a very kind of passive effect, but I use it a little more actively than most people would with the Nicey Manipulator to just keep my opponent tapped down. It's kind of proactive, reactive. I don't really know how to. Proactive and passive. It can be very passive, or you can be a little more active with using it with other things to keep it down, to keep your opponent's mana under control so that they can't do anything and you can still do things. Then there's a few other reactive things. It's mostly reactive because it's blue based, and blue is really good at that. Running with what else was I using in here? Some control magics, because you don't have real creature removal, and Boomerang, which has always been one of my absolute favorite blue spells. It hits everything. It's basically blue land destruction. How do I prefer to sideboard for control decks? What do you mean by either building them or how I use the cards out of my sideboard into my deck? Because ultimately, if you mean by building them, I really got to look at my metagame to see what I need to do to know what cards I need. For this is pretty solid without for the format it's in. Sideboard wise, okay, what cards do I choose to put in? I generally choose to put in things I know that my main deck, colored palette, jeez. I've been doing way too much stuff paying attention to video games lately. That my colors aren't particularly good at, and if I'm using colors already in the deck that cover those weaknesses in particular, but the cards I want to use against particular decks or particular kinds of decks are going to be things that I don't want in every game, but only need in particular games. Like, I don't really know what I'd add to this. Sideboard wise, if I were to sideboard this, probably some Niven Ural's Discs would be really good. It's a solid all around card. If you can play it in a format, play it. It does shit. It blows everything up. But yeah, no, my sideboard generally comes down to what weakness do I need to cover, or what can I remove that I don't need for this particular game that I want something else for. It's pretty general sideboard strategy for the most part, but blue very much control very much needs to pay attention to, if you're playing a local meta and people don't change their decks often, what you're going to need to beat everybody or make your deck just a little bit better at what it does or doesn't do. Or in some cases, I've also built decks that just completely change what it decides it's going to do. Big one back in the day I used a lot was Helm of Obedience and Leyline of the Void. Often because I'd run into a lot of graveyard strategies and I wanted the Leyline anyways. And just having a Helm of Obedience there just steals wins. But that's a bit more of a combo deck, and you can side a deck into it sometimes not. Really depends on what you're doing. You can get really intricate with building a control deck. And because I don't really follow too many metas anymore, I haven't built a sideboard in a long time because I haven't really had to. So, and usually in the past, I just kind of look at what other people are doing and kind of follow suit there. And that's usually a good place to start with when you're doing. So yeah, it's very much, you got to look at your meta and to really have a clue of how you're going to have to build your sideboard. This deck, if I were playing an area that had a lot of graveyard effects, I'd probably, because of my color limitations with being blue and colorless, I don't have a lot of responses to it, but having access to like Tormod's Crypt in the sideboard would be really good. If I'm facing a bunch of discard effects, a Library of Lang is always nice, because it lets you discard them back to the top of your deck so you don't completely lose them. Although that deck can screw up your draw, so you have to be careful with things like that. Control can be pretty well suited against combo, so you don't really need to do much there. And if I were dealing with more aggro problems, offensive on my sideboard as well. That for the most part with control, you definitely got to go defensive. That's your deck generally plays on the defensive. Offensive control decks, that's basically a combo control deck. And you're doing not combo control. Jeez. See, I'm fucking tired. I haven't had enough caffeine today. It's been But yeah, generally you want to go on the defensive unless you're playing something that is disrupting tempo, and then you're being offensive and proactive with it. That would be like an aggro control strategy. Fish, for those of you who've played Vintage in the past, you disrupt your opponent just enough to push your threats through consistently. So, and you're going to have a different kind of sideboard strategy for that. It's going to vary on what your deck is, how your deck does it, and brain work. Jeez. Ugh. And what's around you. Yeah, we might never see the original artwork again. I might have a few around the house somewhere, but I'd have to go dig through my boxes, and I don't really feel like doing that. And even then, I don't think I have black bordered ones. I think mine are all Chronicles ones. Oh, fuck yeah. They would lose I don't know if they would lose their minds, but I wouldn't put it past them. They'll find anything to fucking bitch about, man. It's just their nature. Till they grow up and go, oh fuck, I've been a dumbass. I need to do something with my life. Most of them probably will never grow up though. Hey VGR. Shout out to Matt's Junkie PS4. Okay, shout out to Matt's Junkie PS4. There we go, VGR. Hey guys, I will be right back. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to go I grabbed something real quick. Ooh, made my chat go away. Ow! There we go. Yeah, you're welcome, man. And what the fuck was I talking about again? Scavenger grounds? What's scavenger grounds do? Same thing? Really? Crypt got it to $8? Holy fuck. I'm assuming for original dark ones, right? Or was it antiquities? Crypt on a land. I'd still rather have the artifact over the land. Because I'd rather... Does it produce mana at least? Or to just have the crypt effect? Oh. Even for me, that's still a hard one. I'd almost rather have the crypt than the land. Or both. Produces colorless. Yeah, I figured it probably produced colorless. Yeah, I'd still rather play crypt and a land. We were talking about control strategies for Magic decks. That's what I was originally talking about. Now, I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about because I've pretty much covered most of it, or at least my thoughts on the matter. Also, reprint fucking counterspell. God damn it. Because cancel's a piece of shit. No, I don't, but one of my friends on PS4 keeps asking me to. Yeah, no, I don't play Fortnite. I'm not super big on shooters. To steer me off topic, I've covered most of the topic, man. I don't care. I really have nothing better to do. It's my day off, and I don't know what to do with myself. I suppose I could clean my kitchen, but I really don't want to right now. Mostly, I just got to go put some more dishes in the dishwasher. Ugh. Don't get me started on Final Fantasy VII. It is one of the 4 Final Fantasies I just don't like very much. Yeah, clean your kitchen. It's not that bad. It's mostly my roommate's shit. Oh, I bet they do. I bet her titties look good in high def. Lara Croft's titties look good in high def. Better than the triangles we had back in the day, that's for certain. No, I never cared for Final Fantasy VII, and I played it around the time it came out. It just didn't click with me. Although it's, of the Final Fantasies I don't particularly like, it's the one I dislike the least, I guess, because I got farther in it than I did in 9. I hated 9. And then... See, because it's 7, 9, 13, and 15. I've seen the stuff from 15, and I have no interest in it whatsoever. No, it's not the turn-based shit. For me, I didn't like... I hated the materia system immensely. And the story just didn't grab me. I just didn't care enough. and I had kind of similar issues with 9 when I started with it, and I just didn't get into it. 15's just crap to begin with, and 13 I played a little bit of it at a friend's house, and I watched him play it, and he was just kind of playing it just to play it, and it was just boring. As far as that goes, yeah, I mean, a lot of the 3D ones, Final Fantasy VIII's probably my favorite, even though I know it gets a lot of shit for its stuff. It's fucked up story, and it's got a fucked up story that can be hard to follow. And I know a lot of people don't like the draw and junction system, but I had a shit ton of fun with it. So, it's probably my favorite of the 3Ds, and 10's a close second. As far as the 2D ones go, I've only ever really played the ones on the Game Boy and the original one. What the fuck are you two barking at now? I'm gonna go see what that's up. Let me go poke my head out the front door there. What are you woofing at? Why are you sitting expectantly at the front door? Oh. Yeah, I know. Isaac's home. Yeah, one of my roommates just got home. So. And I do plan on playing through 2 through 6 soon enough. Probably on my PSP, unless you guys want to watch me play every Final Fantasy up through 9. Because I'll live stream that shit if people want to watch it. It just means I'll be playing it on my PC and not my PSP. So, is that something you guys would be interested in watching me do? Be a long series, and I'll start at 1 and play all of them. Because I really do enjoy doing that. Yeah, except the best part is, I own the house, so I can throw them out. Although my roommates aren't too bad. They're usually not home when I'm home, so you'd watch me play through them? Alright, if I do it, I'm going to start with 1, and then I'm going to play 1 through 9, and I will finish them all. Even 7 and 9, which I just don't like very much. And I might even do some of the Game Boy ones. I did nearly finish the first one on Game Boy. I got to the final boss, but I could never beat it. So, I do kind of want to replay that one. And it was weird. It was fun, though. I enjoyed it a lot. Alright. Yeah, so you guys would watch me do that? Okay. What the fuck is this? Okay. Sorry, I had a notice on YouTube and I wanted to see what it was. And I was checking something there anyways. What the fuck was I checking? I've been streaming for about a half hour now. Okay. Yeah, it looks like I've only been streaming for about a half hour. Yeah, what's your favorite Final Fantasy, Anderson? Yeah. I don't think I saw you make that comment at some point. I either wasn't there or I hadn't started watching Perp yet. Either that or I was distracted with something else. So, because I do have other things I have to practice bass today. I'm horrible. It's 10. Hey, dude, I like 10. I enjoyed it a lot, even though I didn't finish it. And I've since picked it up for my PS4. I might be able... Can I stream from the PS4 without having a capture card? Do you know? Because if I can, I'll play 10 as well. I broke him with that. Oh, I love it when we break Perp on stream. That shit's fucking hilarious when he just can't stop laughing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with enjoying 10. It's not like it's 15. I will say 10 has my absolute favorite character advancement system. I absolutely love the sphere grid. I've played a little bit of the PS4 remake. Okay. Yeah, I'll ask them because swear I've seen options that say I can stream from it, so I'll definitely look into it because I'd love to have a reason to play 10 again and to do something with my PS4 other than watch YouTube and Netflix. I think the last thing I played on it was a couple hours of Far Cry 5, which I've enjoyed. Just haven't gotten too far into it. Monster Arena. I might have skipped that because I know I got close to finishing the game. I think I got close. It's hard to tell with those games sometimes. But yeah, no, I'll definitely play all of them. So just in the Comlands. Okay, I remember that now. Yeah, I think I skipped that over for the most part. That damn laptop screen. My laptop screen's really bouncy. It fucks with the camera. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, so because I gotta replace Stellaris with something or start a brand new Stellaris game. So yeah, I'll go through my emulators and see what all I need. Because I think I need a PlayStation emulator for my laptop anyways. Because right now I've been playing those games on my PSP, so... Which, I love that little thing. Speaking of JRPGs, have you ever played the Golden Sun games? Those were really good if you haven't played them. They're worth emulating or even owning Game Boy Advanced for. Or DS. God damn it. I didn't empty my ashtray. But yeah, those ones were really good. I enjoyed them. I don't think I finished the second one. Golden Sun. There's two of them, as far as I know. And they're both on the Game Boy Advance. And after you finish the first one, you get a code that you can use to bring over your characters and their equipment from the first one to the second one for when you run into them again, when you get to use them again. And it's really cool. They were a lot of fun. I'll type it in chat just in case. Yeah. Golden Sun. There it is. Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with them. I think they're definitely worth picking up. That's me. So, yeah. Let's see. Ooh, you want to see like the video game shit I've picked up in the last couple of weeks? Because I haven't done a vloggy thing in a while. Man, I'll go grab those. Yeah, go out. There we go. Hi, Ed. Yeah, they're great games. I enjoyed them a shit ton. Let's see. In the last couple of weeks, I picked up Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on the PS1. Rad Racer for the NES. That's my first racing game. And I know it's not a lot of people's favorite, and not everyone likes it, but I do, and you know, for $5 I couldn't resist picking it up. Never beat it. I've gotten pretty far in it way back in the day, and I know it'll take me a little while to get up and running on it again. What the fuck is wrong with my focus? There we go. Fair enough. Pole Position. I never had that one, so I've never played it. Was that on the NES as well? Because if it wasn't, that might have been why I never played it. Then, of course, I picked up the first Golden Sun as well. A PSP. Best damn thing for on the... Okay, it's on the Sega. Was it a Master System or Genesis? Because I might keep a lookout for it on Genesis, because I don't really have a way to play Master System games right now. I do want to get the converter or a Master System. But Master Systems just don't show up very much around here. But Final Fantasy II again for the PSP, because, you know, I had to have something to play on it before I modded it. Goes on the Genesis. Yeah, I don't think I have it. I'm actually fairly certain I don't have it. GD Auto Spell. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. Okay, yeah, I'll hunt that up for my Genesis one of these days, because I've been more collecting for my Genesis than anything else, because I can get most of the games, even the good games, relatively cheaply. I don't generally think I've seen anything that's much over $20, so. And for Genesis, race game wise, I think all I have are some of the Road Rash games. I think I only have one of the Road Rash games, and it came on one of the multi-packs. Master of Monsters. Yeah, haven't heard of that one. I'll keep an eye out for it. Also on the Genesis? I think I have a Genesis emulator, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Ah, damn. But, yeah, no, if you want Musket for the Genesis, okay. I will keep an eye out for that one. I don't think I've seen it anywhere around here. I think the Genesis games around here have been kind of slim pickings lately, so I will keep an eye out for it. Days of my life. I already lose days of my life. I don't have anything better to do. Even at work. I don't do shit at my job most of the time. Most of the time I just kind of sit there, watch YouTube, and play video games. But yeah, PSP, if you want a shit ton of video games on the go that are good, they're relatively cheap. Pick one up. Bomberman for nerds. Okay. I can get behind that. I've never played the Bomberman games, but they've always looked like a shit ton of fun, so I'd definitely be willing to check that out. Ow. Don't get old. Just don't get old. If you can help it, don't get old. Fucking hurt every day, man. My everything hurts. Alright. Alright, man. I think I'm gonna call it there. I've still got a few things I gotta do around the house today. Gotta do some cleaning in the kitchen, and I have some base shit to... It hurts being fat and old. That it does, man. That it does. That's one of the reasons I started playing the bass, was to help with my hands. Because I've got arthritis in them from having broken most of my fingers at any given point in my life. Yeah, certainly, man. I don't mind chilling. I try to do at least something every week. So go be productive. I'll only be partly productive. I think I'll probably spend more time practicing on the bass. I've got a riff I got to learn. So, yeah. All right, man. Peace out. Rock on. Don't have too much fun.